Hey guys, it's Patty. And welcome back to another episode of From Book to Cook, the show where we recreate recipes from Singapore's old cookbooks. In today's episode, we'll be traveling back in time to Kampong Glam in the swinging 60s, home of the beloved Mee Maidin. But what is Mee Maidin and why is Kampong Glam so famous for it? Today, we have the perfect person to help us answer those questions. Hello, Khir.
Hey, Patty. How you doing?
Oh, yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming onto the show. So, we are making a dish that is rarely seen today.
Mee Maidin. This particular mee that's based on krill. That's what we're gonna do. It's based on a krill ragù. Let's call it that way. I wouldn't want to call it sauce.
Krill ragù.
Yeah, I don't want to call it sauce because it's not like Mee Rebus. It's gravy-like. It's no gravy. It's thick,
Right.
viscous, and very rich and flavorful.
I see.
So let's unpack. So let's start by talking mee. Mee is a Minant language, a dialect. So that's from food chain. They use the word mee for this yellow noodle. Let's take a look at this step.
Right.
This yellow noodles is interesting. It's actually wheat flour.
Okay.
Wheat flour, and it got its yellow color from the alkaline. There's some kapur or some alkaline that turns the wheat into this color. And then I want to unpack the second part of the maidin. How did it come about?
Right.
So I was looking at this book. This is the book written by Haja Asfia. She calls it Mee Maidin. So I was curious, why is it we call it Mee Maidin, and yet in her book is Mee Mahdin.
Right.
Mahdin is a combination of two names, husband and wife. Ma is the wife.
Right.
Her name was Salma. And Dane is the husband, no Dane. So you take the wife, then the husband's name. So I figured that Haja Safia decided to call it Mee Mahdin,
Okay.
in honor of them. I also want to tell you something else about this krill story.
Yep.
This is very much a Singapore story, krill. So apart from buying from a wholesale center, at one time in Singapore, when krill is in season, you can scoop krill out of the water. Take a look at this.
Right.
Journal of the Malayan branch of the Royal Asiatic Society, and it says Malayan fishing methods. First chapter. Check out the first chapter. What does it say?
It says, wow, the fishing methods of Singapore.
Ta-da!
Oh.
Isn't it wonderful? So sondong, or this big scoop, was used to get krill in Siglap and other parts of all the coastal waters of Singapore. So while I was working on this book, this is the Food of Singapore Malays, working on this book, so I feel there is a need to document.
Right.
To document, fishing gears, to document, practices, in our waters.
Right.
So guess what?
I love this book, by the way.
Oh, you're very kind.
Is this what you're talking about, the sondo?
Exactly. There you see, take a look at that. It's this big scoop. So you walk waist in the water at waist level and you scoop out all this krill. So now we're gonna make this ragù.
You wanna take us through what we have?
Yeah, yes. So shallots is one of them.
Yeah.
Shallots. We need the other allium is garlic. Now we need dried chili.
What's this red paste over here?
Good question. So this is what we achieve from after we've cleaned this up, remove the seeds.
Yep.
We will boil it. I like to boil it so that not only we removed any debris,
Right.
but at the same time it softens. So it brings back
It's
some-
fibrous.
That's right.
Yeah.
Brings back to life.
And then we have, I see, we have other dry...
Those are I have sugar. I have
Sugar.
salt and sugar.
salt, sugar, and some...
That's cornstarch. We're gonna use
Cornstarch.
Cornstarch.
Ah.
It has a roll.
Okay. And then we also have tahu.
We have tahu that we're gonna use for garnishing later.
Okay.
When we do the
I'll
plating.
help you with that, sure.
Yes.
And of course we've got limau over here, calamansi.
The calamansi. How do you achieve this crunchy, light crunchy, it's not soaked with oil, fried shallot? This shallot, of course, all the flavorings is all here, but it's also, there's a lot of water content.
Yes.
So if I want to achieve something that's really crunchy, if that's my draw out the water. So by having water filled with salt, you put the shallots go through osmosis.
Yes.
If you want to use the shallot later, 2/3 are going to go into the ragù, 1/3 for garnishing, and you want to save the shallot oil. You know how these days people talk about chili oil? No, we want to create shallot oil. That's going to be what we use as a medium to saute, to tumis the rempah. Yep.
More salt for you,
Thirty.
sir?
Thank you, please.
I've never heard of this method, although in what you're saying makes a lot of sense.
What else does the chemistry?
I mean,
behind this?
usually people would just fry out the moisture rather than doing it this way first.
You're letting the you fry. Yes, we are frying out the moisture, but you need to take the first step. That's you need to remove the major moisture first.
So I'm guessing we're leaving this to soak.
Yeah, leave it to soak for about 10 minutes or
While,
so.
okay. In the meantime, is there anything
Meantime,
else?
I'm going to heat up the cooking oil.
How did you learn to make this dish?
Mahdin, I called him Mahdin. He went to sell all around the area of Kampung Glam. I've done a few other versions, but this is the version that I like best.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got the first step for frying the shallots. Can you talk me through the krill actually? I'm very interested. So if people use to fish for their own udang
Gragau.
back in the day.
Gragau or Grago, depending on who you ask. And because this is very much sort of endemic to the region.
Yeah.
So you have people in some parts of Java call it rebond. And the Johor Riau region, some people call it udang papai. So it could be papai, rebond, grago, gragau. So you go to the market, it was in season. So I typically, when I make Mee Maidin, is when I encounter. I will not hunt for it. So it takes a while. And when you do this, you don't want the fire to be too big.
Right.
You want the fire to be, the oil is hot enough, but the fire just moderate or small. Yeah. Paddy, would you like to come over and take a look at this?
Oh yeah, let's see
Look at this,
how
it
it's
has
doing.
shrunk. Look at that. We thought we had a lot.
Yeah.
But see, it has shriveled. You know?
Right.
So what we're seeing right now is the process whereby the water is being, we said water drain up first process. Now this is the second process of water draining up.
Yep.
It has shrunk. Only after that has happened, then you get the browning.
Okay, look at that. It's all transforming now.
This is it's the right time to remove. This is done. So assuming that this is ready done, okay? This is ready done. This is the color we want.
Right.
We don't want anything darker than this.
Okay.
So now, Patty,
Yes.
please, this is really, I brought some from home.
Right.
Exactly the same.
Oh.
This sauce save us some time. Okay. Take a pinch.
Can I?
Of course, but
Wait.
there's a whole idea. I want you to enjoy it. And tell me, give me your verdict. Anything like that in the market? Commercially?
No.
Yeah. You can watch Netflix and
Exactly. You can just eat it like eating chips. It's sweet. You can taste that it's that little burnt caramelized taste
You
as
want
well.
that? You want that? Yeah. Sweet. Just a bit of that. Yeah.
The bitterness, but it's not like an overpowering bitterness.
It's not.
And
It's
at
light.
the same time savory. Yeah.
It's not greasy at all.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just like I can't stop myself. But yes, thank you. Top garlic cloves.
Yes.
Alright, what else we got?
And we're gonna
The chili paste.
chili paste. You could actually do this together at home, and I decided to do this ahead of time. So again, I'm going to play by ear later to
Right.
see the color, and of course you've got to taste it. For now, that's good.
Yeah.
I think we're a bit too close. Just we're too chunky. Add a bit more water.
Okay. So in the past, without blenders, people would just use their
They use the batu giling.
batu giling.
Yeah, that requires a bit of dexterity to do.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all about technique when you use
Right,
batu giling.
right.
So I'm gonna blend the krill. I don't want it to be too fine because
Right.
I want it to have chunks also. I think they're good.
Okay.
It's darkened. So let's put in the krill.
Right. Oh, we're doing all of it.
All of it.
Wow. Okay.
So take a look at this. You see, this is not water. It gets watery because it's coming from the ragù.
Right.
Yeah. So you have to wait for it to thicken. So what we have here is the santan pati, not patty. Santan pati.
What is that?
Pati means first press
Ah,
with no water.
yes.
So what you get is, so today commercially it's called coconut cream as
Yeah.
opposed to coconut milk.
Yep.
And you have to find the right coconut too. You find that you don't want the coconut to be too old, so that it has to you want the santan, because the older santan it has all this coconut milk, but you don't want to be too old. You want still a bit of the lemakness in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. More, so you go with maybe santan which is about 80% mature.
Right.
Before
right.
it starts to
Wow.
germinate.
Even the kind of coconut.
Speaking of coconut, as you can see here, now this is a very beautiful saddle.
Yep.
So you actually sit on this. This is called the kukur kelapa. Coconut being the kernel of Malay gastronomy. This is the metal blade here. So coconut, this is a coconut scraper.
Right.
Coconut scraper. Yeah. So it is something utilitarian, and yet it can be beautiful. Here we go, coconut cream.
So at this point, it's still visually cooking.
It's still cooking.
And
It's
the
not.
smell.
Yeah, the smell. It's not ready yet. It's just not ready yet. It has to thicken. Once we've added the sugar, salt, you also want to add a bit of cornstarch because I want a particular texture.
Okay.
So we're going to do 1 tablespoon of that.
How much water do you need?
How much water? Let's see. Enough to make a little paste.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just go a little bit first. Maybe like a.
So I'm putting in 2 tablespoons of sugar.
Okay.
I'm going to use my fine salt as opposed to my cold salt that we used for brining earlier.
Right.
And you see, we have to remember also the gargal brings its own saltiness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much lettuce are we looking at for the garnish?
Two heads for our purpose. Just 2 heads would do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Does it have that brininess that you're looking
It does.
for?
It has.
What are the key flavors?
So
that,
you want first the crustacean.
Okay.
So you want the crustacean richness.
taste of the sea?
Yeah. All yours.
Thank you.
Tell me what you think.
Little snack, mid-cooking snack. Love it.
It's hot. Temperature hot.
It's got the brininess.
Enough.
Yeah. Okay. Brininess is
Heat,
there.
slightly heat. Not too hot. Not too spicy.
Not too spicy. Yeah.
I know what's missing.
Oh, we add that now, so we want to put more of that flavor back in.
Yes. Exactly.
You're sort of like using your intuition, right?
Yeah.
Your brain is remembering.
It's remembering
that
something.
food
Something is
memory.
amiss. But the recipe calls for this really.
Help me with that. Is this a similar dish to like Mee Rebus, for example?
It's a different flavor profile. Though granted that Mee Rebus also uses some krill.
Yep.
But Mee Rebus what is a combination of krill, talcho, and small ikan bilis.
Right.
And some people even add some animal fat to it. And the thickener isn't like what you're using. The thickener for Mee Rebus is sweet potato.
Does it look okay to you, chef?
Yeah, looks good. Looks good.
So this recipe originated from someone invented it in Kampong Glam.
In an urban setting, people come from all parts of the archipelago and beyond.
Yeah.
And they bring with them prior knowledge. So you either prepare something that you know from back home, or you localize it, yeah? Or you even hybridize it, something else, right? You merge new ideas.
Yeah.
So and then you get a new dish. A good example is mee siam. So mee siam was originally created by urban Javanese in Kampong Glam. And then here comes our Indian friends. They say, okay, we're going to do this version. They add coconut, they add santan,
Right.
into the. They tweak the mee and then they add santan into the gravy.
Do we need to cut the eggs up, slice them up?
Yes, into half would be good. Ta-da. Okay.
Pretty. Okay, I guess.
All yours now. I better give him a touch of this. Maybe too salty. Maybe just for color, just a little drip, okay?
Yeah, sure.
A little drip. Yeah. There we go.
Beautiful. All right, Khir, I'm ready to dig into this. It's been so much anticipation for me making it with you, so I'm just gonna get ready.
Let me know.
Yeah, yeah. Are you not gonna have some too?
I'm gonna have some.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. And you were saying I need to get a good bit of everything.
You want to get a good bit? Yep. Like the crustacean richness.
Yeah. It's kind of like a familiar flavor also, but even though I've not tasted this before, it's got the familiar flavors of like some of the other meats that we referenced previously, but in a very different.
Very textural.
Yeah.
There's a Malay expression, tak kenal maka tak cinta. What you don't know, you cannot love. So hopefully, with this reintroduction, to Gen Z, to millennial, they were going to latch on this. So
Right.
let's rediscover
Right.
Mee Maidin.
Yes, I think that's really important too. Khir, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure making this dish with you today and learning about the history of Kampung Glam. Thank you so much for being on the show.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you again.
I'll see you around.
See you around.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of From Book to Cook. If you'd like to find out more about the history of Kampung Glam, as well as the full recipe for Mee Maidin, do head on over to our Bibo Asia website. Till next time, this is From Book to Cook.